In spite of the storm. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evan. At this time, we have the eulogy by Jane St. Paul, one of his granddaughters.
Good afternoon to everyone. To say that we love our beloved husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and uncle is an understatement. To say we are going to miss him would be an even greater understatement. It is difficult to stand before you and attempt to honor my grandfather with words. It is never an easy task to capture someone in a speech, as words frequently fall short of their true essence. Claudius Augustine Joseph Panchu, affectionately known as Cocoy, was born on this beautiful island of Grenada in the village of Grand Backward, St. Andrew. Claudius entered this earth on November 10, 1941, to his parents David Sugalam and Ina Panchu, both deceased. He was the fourth of 9 children. At the age of 3, he commenced his formal education at the Croatian Roman Catholic School. As a boy, he was very active within the community. He enjoyed sports, especially cricket, fishing, rearing of animals, and gardening. Hobbies he carried to his adult life. His love for animals were expressed in their names. As a young man, he gained employment at the Grand Backward Estate in St. Andrew, and later in life, he joined the National Water and Sewage Authority's family for 20 years. At the age of 20, Claudius met his lovely wife, Lynette, who was 16 then. That relationship blossomed into a family to which 6 pairs of little feet were added. His children, Cislin, Enoch, Gwendolyn, Emlyn, Jillian, and Chetty. In August 1980, the two were wedded. From there, his aspiration to ensure his family was secure motivated him to purchase his first plot of land and establish what would become the family home. His family grew larger with the introduction of grandchildren. This brought many joys to his life, as he has proven to be the most wonderful grandfather, a role he played with much dedication and affection. He would often be found singing, playing music, and dancing, and telling stories of folklore, and teaching them how to pray. A fondness both felt and expressed. He devoted his life to his family. The ability to make everyone comfortable, secure, and loved were his greatest strengths. No one was upset with him for too long. Although he did have a serious side to him, of course, that side brought out the open and frankness to the man as he spoke his mind on issues, especially politics. He expressed his dissatisfaction with the level of competence by some as he deemed things weren't going well. Claudius was also a fighter, a resilient man. He lived a life of a soldier, battling injury, almost losing his life at the age of 42. He was wounded with a gunshot to the right leg because of participating in the efforts to free his dead comrade leader, Morris Bishop, on October 19, 1983. He showed that he was a survivor at heart, as he was again injured because of job-related duties, damaging his back, resulting in paralysis for 3 years. But knowing him, he loved to walk, so that could not hold him back. He also had responsibilities to his family, one he carried out selflessly. He had to ensure his grandchildren got through secondary school. Despite his injuries forcing him to retire at the age of 57, he did not stop working. His role changed from laboring duties to one of babysitting his great-grandchildren, a role that gave him more joy than money. He spent the last few years of his life living a simple life. He kept up with his hobbies watching his favorite shows like Texas Ranger, wrestling, and kung fu movies while listening to his country and western music. On evenings, he took walks to visit his brothers where he enjoyed games of cards and dominoes. His last 2 years were difficult as he succumbed to a series of strokes and illnesses, rendering him housebound. He fought a good fight. He never gave up. He never gave up until the very last of his strength was gone. His legacy will remain in the many lives he influenced, and his memory will live on in all he held dear. He greeted the angels on the 25th of February 2021, when he is sure to be singing and playing the guitar, smiling sweetly as his time on earth was surely well spent. He left to mourn his wife and children, great-grandchildren, as well as his grandchildren. He will be missed dearly, but he will never be forgotten as we hold him in our hearts until we can hold him in heaven. A wonderful husband, an amazing father, grandfather, best friend, colleague, and so much more he was.
Thank you, Jane. Mr. Pancho has some favorite songs, and let us all stand as we honor him this evening with 3 of his favorite songs.
Thank you.
You may have your seats. At this time, I would invite the pastors of the Grenada Baptist Association to give their tributes. I will start with the moderator, Pastor Stanford Simon.
Good evening. Good afternoon. It is always difficult and challenging in a time like this. The pain and agony that come from losing a loved one is never easy. But even reflecting on my own life as a young man in Grenada Baptist, coming up to Grand Bacolet and working with Mr. Pancho, as rightly said, he was a hard worker, being involved, helping, making himself available, and for the service he has given to this community, to Grand Bacolet Baptist Church and the Grenada Baptist Association. We're forever proud of the work that he has done and the effort he has put into helping others to ensure not only that they do well, but in any way that they can help to make sure that they do well. And so if we think about it and reflect on our own life, your own life, I think it's important for all of us when we find ourselves losing a loved one, a friend, a family member, someone we care about. I think it's important for us to look back and reflect on our own lives. Where am I? What have I done to help the people around me? How have I impacted the society, the individuals?